Here are some tips if you are finding that your inflatable is not inflating or not staying inflated, or just not inflating fully. So the first thing we're gonna go over is the blower. In the back of the unit, you're gonna have two blower chutes. You're gonna have one blower chute here. You're gonna have one here. Now, some units will come with a blower chute that has a right angle. That is for fitting up against a wall or something like that, whereas both of these now are straight. What you want to do is take your blower, make sure obviously that you are using the correct size blower. If you are using a blower that is too small, it will not inflate the unit. If you are using a blower that is too large, it could push air out of the seams, causing tears. So you want to make sure you're using the right blower. You want to take the blower chute, pull it up over the head of the blower, and then using this strap, you want to wrap it around and then obviously pull it through just like a belt until it is very tight. Now you'll know when it's on there all the way. To reduce any sort of tripping hazard, I often tuck any extra string just around here so that it goes. Now, it's important that this blower chute is open and straight, that there are no kinks. If there's any kinks, if it's twisted, if you put it on so that this attention sign is at the bottom, air is not going to go through it and it will not inflate your unit. So this is going to be your number one cause, at least to start with, of why your blower or your inflatable is not blowing up. Number two, your extra blower chute. This needs to be closed, obviously, so that the air doesn't come out. So after you attach one, you want to go ahead and seal off your second one. Now what's also important about this is that you can tuck it back in again so that you don't have to worry about anyone potentially tripping on it. And then you Velcro right over it, and only one blower chute is visible now attached to the blower. Important thing to remember with your blower, apart from making sure you're using the right horsepower for your unit, is when using an extension cord, it should not be more than 75 feet and needs to be a minimum of 12 gauge. We do recommend 10 or 12 gauge, 12 being the minimum, just because of the safety and making sure that the energy is flowing properly. Now, also important is if you're having issues with your blower not running, you might want to check the ampage of your actual outlet. It could be triggering, your switch or something like that. And that could be the reason why you're not seeing the blower. So every unit that you purchase is going to vary with regard to how many zippers it has. Typically, the quantity of zippers will correspond with the size of the unit. So this unit here, we have two zippers, one on each side. Zippers have to be closed in order for the unit to inflate. So in this case, this is what an open zipper looks like. You want to make sure that the extra fabric here is tucked in because that's going to help create the seal. You want to zip it up and then close it off. So now you've created basically a three-fold seal where the zipper is. So same thing here, you want to take this extra piece of vinyl, you want to tuck it in, you want to zip, and then fold your flap down, make sure you Velcro it in place, and then once again, you have your three-fold here seam keeping the air in. One of the most missed and biggest issues for your unit not to inflate is going to be hidden under the slide, right here. This will help often to dry your unit if there's water, but it needs to be closed with the Velcro in order for you to make sure that the air is not coming out. So we're gonna check the other side. Same thing here. Got our open flap. We're gonna close it. And there we go. Our unit should be completely ready to set up. So this here is your built-in water system. It's gonna go on the top of the slide, come down the side, and then all you have to do is screw on any standard hose and then, you know, connect that to your water source and go ahead and turn it on. So here's some tips to properly deflate your unit. These will help you deflate it faster and get more air out so that it's easier to roll and store. So, first thing you want to do is turn off the blower. Now that the blower's off, we're gonna go ahead and go around and do our zippers. Zippers are easier to do if the unit is still partially up. So we're gonna unzip. And then this magic trick is you can roll and it will keep the unit open. Obviously, if you have slides and they did have the seal, you wanna make sure that it's open. And then same to over here. Open it. And then just, you know, tuck it so that it's not covering the hole. Now if you want, you can leave those up. Then the air will also escape that way before you roll. So now that we have deflated our unit, you're going to want to open this up and take out the tube that you previously hid. So we want to open him. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
You have to say that when you open it, by the way.
So you want to, air's going to get out there. And then obviously you want to disconnect your blower. Now having all of these parts open is going to obviously help you remove the air as fast as possible. Pro tip, take off your shoes and you can actually walk the air out. You want to always walk toward a zipper, toward a blower chute, and you can help push the air out faster, but always without your shoes on. Also fun for the children when you're putting it away to get a little last excitement out of the unit.